are coming for us. Fire marshal.
Hi, I'm Brad, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's this podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, boy.
Wow, we're here.
Bran.
It's Christmas week.
I can smell it. 2 left. 2 Hallmark Christmas movies left. And then it is Christmas break, baby.
I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited.
So
We're doing
excited.
this crazy thing where after tomorrow, we're just off the rest of the week. It's a new thing we're trying.
It's
It's a
awesome.
new thing
feels
we're
wrong.
trying. I know.
It almost
does.
feels
Right.
wrong.
I know. But Merry Christmas, everybody. Hopefully you're doing well. The 23rd for many people, maybe final day of work. If you
celebrate.
if you celebrate, if you work. So whatever it is for you, happy day to
Imagine
you.
having to go into work today. I mean, obviously we did this, but
Yeah, well,
Real work.
yeah, real work.
Real
Yeah,
work.
actual work.
I'm excited about it though. This is the final Hallmark mystery movie.
right.
Of the season.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a pretty big deal. So yeah, Hallmark mystery. What up with it?
Hallmark mystery.
What
It's
up with
been a tough year for the Hallmark mystery movies.
Hmm.
The best Hallmark mystery movie for my money, Christmas Under the Lights,
Oh, it's a good one.
with Keown and Himmons and the whole gang, about Marco Grazzini.
Grazzini,
That
yeah.
was the best of them.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
probably right.
There you have
So
it.
there you go. Yeah,
That
Hallmark
should tell
mystery.
you everything you need to know.
Hallmark
Well,
mystery.
we haven't done this one yet.
We haven't done this
So-
one yet. And I said that knowing that my hot take has not been given yet. And this could change the game.
Dan, real quick, top 5 Christmas snacks for you.
Christmas snacks?
Drinks
Christmas
included?
treats.
I'm not a big treat guy, if you can believe it.
What about Christmas
treats.
treat?
I love anything with white chocolate peppermint combo.
Yeah.
So I love a white chocolate peppermint bark. I'm here for that. Hot chocolate with extra whipped cream and some maybe white chocolate shavings, and once again peppermint on top. I love an occasional Little Debbie Christmas tree. Hey everybody. And then after that, like I'm probably if we're doing treats and not savory, like I'm probably fine at that point. I want a chocolate pie. That's not really festive as much as it is something that is meaningful to
You
me.
could put like a candy cane on top.
I don't.
There it
No,
is.
that would ruin it.
I'm just saying you could.
Next to it?
Yeah, that's 4. Do I have to give a 5th? I got one. I got one. Yesterday, my wife and I had the kids at the park, and my wife grabbed spontaneously Junior Mint's Peppermint Crunch,
Oh.
which is a Junior Mint,
Sure.
but there's
Peppermint
actual
Crunch.
crunchy bits of peppermint in them. And I got to be honest, as someone that doesn't care about Junior Mints, this brought it home.
Are they bigger? The
No.
junior mint? The
No,
regular size?
regular
Junior mint?
size,
Wow.
just a little bit of crunch.
Yeah.
It doesn't take over it, but oh my goodness. And if you melted that in some hot cocoa, forget it.
Yeah.
It's
you know
done.
What you know what I've been getting into
What have you
lately?
been getting into?
I have these peppermint bark popsicles, and they're delightful.
I don't know, man.
From the freezer?
I'll
I
give
don't
you
know
one.
about that.
I got a big box.
I don't know
For,
if I want it to
got
be
it at
cold.
Costco.
All right.
I'll give it to you.
Shoot
I'll
me
give
one
you
over the fence real quick. Pop. Yeah, absolutely.
I love Christmas treats. What are you? What did you make this weekend?
Yeah, I haven't gotten any fudge.
told me you were
December
doing a big
23rd.
weekend.
It's
Fudge. I did
unbelievable.
make fudge the other night. It's
Okay.
chilling.
Okay.
You know, I
So
turned the oven off.
We'll get it one
are we
day. It's
expecting
fine.
it under our tree on Christmas
Well,
morning?
it'll
Like,
make its way to you.
Okay.
It'll make its way to
Okay,
you guys.
great.
Don't you
Yeah.
worry.
by way of
Um,
Dove.
Pigeon?
Dove,
By way of dove pigeon, yes.
Yes. I'm way behind. I haven't gotten to make a lot of good stuff yet this year.
I know.
You
You've
know?
been really working.
It's
2
been a
jobs
busy-
plus
it's
this.
a
You've been
little
doing
bit
it.
Busy
Yeah.
schedule. So I'm way behind. I got a list for our time off that I'm going to get to.
Okay.
Some shortbread.
All right.
You know,
Okay.
Shortbread on the menu.
All right. So we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's right. Pretty
We'll
much.
get to it when we get
Pretty
to it.
much.
I just want a cookie. I just love
Yeah,
a
you do.
cookie. A good old Christmas sugar cookie, a gingerbread cookie.
Queso dip. I hear.
Yeah,
Queso-
so that's
no,
New
that's
Year's
New
Eve.
Year's
Yeah,
Eve.
yeah,
Yeah.
big homemade queso.
Just
guy.
that secret family recipe.
Let's talk Trading Up Christmas, shall we? Trading Up Christmas originally aired on the Hallmark Mystery Channel on December 19th, 2024. And it went a little something like Yes. The movie kicks off with Read Along Michelle. She runs a YouTube channel where she reads books. She's also a big dreamer and is definitely a glass half full type of person. Her sister Carrie is struggling right now and is going to lose her house come February. Michelle is looking for some ideas to get inspired to help her out when she comes across the story of a kid who traded a rubber band for a house over the course of 2 years. She shares this idea with her sister, and Carrie is like, I don't have 2 years. I have less than 2 months. And Michelle is like, I can do it by Christmas. So no one asked her to do it. She was like, I see your
10
February.
days, easy peasy.
Yes, and
By
Carrie's like,
Christmas.
knock yourself out. Good luck out there, pal. Michelle decides to start not with rubber band, but with a Christmas stocking that means a lot to her. She posted online and signs it as Trading Up Christmas. That's the name of the movie. Oh my gosh. A struggling journalist named Dan finds out about Trading Up Christmas and wants to write an article about it because his boss is looking for some feel-good stories. So he reaches out, but Michelle is like, I'm not interested in free press. Who can blame her? Why do you want it? Why do you want it? We don't. We hate free press. We would never do free press.
Never. No.
Stop emailing us. We're not interested.
Stop emailing Bran at deckthehallmark.com.
Deckthehallmark.com
Yes,
for your
interviews
press
and
needs.
thoughts. So Dan decides to trick her into meeting by contacting her about a trade, which she accepts. He pitches the article one more time, but she ain't having it. Until she is. She eventually does give in to allowing a story to happen as long as their names and likeness can be anonymous.
Of course.
They begin to work together to trade up. Dan becomes very invested in the story. They trade. So she traded the stocking for his sweater, and then she trades sweater for an eggnog tasting certificate. That eggnog gets traded for a wreath. That wreath gets traded for an animatronic Santa that's broken, but it's cool. And then the big one, that's Santa for a snowmobile. That's a pretty good one. Snowmobile for a trip to Hawaii. Things are going great, and the sparks are beginning to fly between Michelle and Dan. Then, big trade happens. Everybody.
Yeah, here it is.
Bum, 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 bum. The trip.
trade.
Just coming in on the wire.
The trip to
To
Hawaii.
Hawaii for a mobile home.
That's exactly right. An RV, which is basically a home.
Basically.
And so you would think I can trade RV for house.
Yeah.
Luckily, Dan has a brother, Jack, who is a very successful real estate agent. So successful, real estate, that he has
Really?
real estate. That has he has his face on benches. That's how you know that's your success.
Think
level.
anybody sits on it?
No way.
No, never. Never see anybody sit on it. And he finds a house that may be up for trade, but things start to go wrong. The house ends up falling through because it turns out seller wants money. And then Dan's editor decides to publish a story with the names and pictures of Michelle and her sister, even though Dan promised that they would stay anonymous.
Yeah.
So she sees that, doesn't buy the fact that the editor went over his head and all that stuff. Dan and his brother, though, they were in an argument, and then they figured it out. They find another house, and they make the trade happen thanks to their dad, not their dad, but Michelle and her sister's dad coming in and including the boats that he just purchased as a part of the deal. So RV and boat equal house is what we found out. This surprises Michelle. She's blown away that this actually happened by Christmas. And then Dan tells her how he feels. Finally, you think he's a writer, he'd be able to say that, but he can't. Finally, he does. And they end up kissing, and she gets her stocking back. And that, my friends, was Trading Up Christmas.
We did it.
We did do it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down. I think we should do that.
I love that
Personally,
play
that's
for
what I
us.
want to do.
Yeah.
Here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Rig, are you there?
Rick, hello.
What did
Yeah.
what did the text mean that you just sent me about something going on at Fitzy's tonight?
Double ephes, scratch it out.
So that's can I pause you right
cards
there?
all around.
Right. So I saw
I
double
just read it out loud.
double ephus.
Yeah, double ephes.
What does that mean?
Scratch it out. Cards all around.
Right.
All of these are things that we've talked about.
So
Two of them.
okay, so double leaf is
That's right.
Christmas Eve Eve.
Scratch it out.
Scratch it out is I don't know
You know,
that.
when you play the lottery, what could you win?
Okay, so it's
Jackpot. It's jackpot night at Fitzy's
okay,
on Christmas Eve.
and then everybody brings their Christmas cards to exchange.
All the cards, right. See? Why did you need me for this? It was pretty straightforward.
It came in while we were doing the
It's
thing. and
jackpot night at Fitzy's.
Yeah.
You go, everybody's a jackpot.
What's
at
the
every
jackpot?
table.
What can you win?
There's a lot that you can win there, Brand. There's some 4-for-2s.
Yeah?
There's some several cigarette brands are competing for.
Okay, can I
the
stop you with the
advertisement.
4 for
absolutely.
2?
Yeah, you can if
Okay.
you want. We've done this a few times, but I feel like we can.
I've known you for a long time. I
Yeah,
consider you
yeah.
a good,
Yeah.
close personal friend.
Yeah.
Until I don't.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing you talk about 4 for 2.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have yet to figure out.
Transformational grill and
It's
cooking
not
and culinary
though.
experience.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. You just
How?
don't- yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Imagine a dome. Can you imagine a dome?
I got the dome.
All right, flip it upside down.
Okay.
Looks like a bowl, but it's not one. Turn it inside out, back to a dome. Still not one.
Okay.
But imagine
Right.
you put grills on all sides of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a dome.
You're not listening. I said imagine a dome, but then you turn it over,
So it's not a dome.
turn it inside out,
Right, and then it's a dome
grills
again.
on all sides.
But what you've described is still dome.
You haven't heard a word I've said. No wonder you didn't understand the text message. You know how
Double leafus.
you can do two things.
It's because
You know you can grill two things at the same time?
Yeah,
What if you could grill four things at the same time? Twice.
because the dome's inside out.
There's a dome inside. Now, you got it? Are you starting to get it now?
No.
Okay.
Mary Double Leaf is to you.
Mary Double Leafus to you. We'll see you later on.
All right.
Jackpot.
I'll be
that
there.
was a good one there, though. Jackpot, they won.
That was good.
It was my pants. Thank you for asking.
Let's get to hot takes where we share
Man.
our thoughts on this
Yeah.
movie.
Double
Brian,
Leaf
what do you
is-
think about trading up Christmas and also, by the way, Mary Double Leaf is to you.
Thank you, Mary Double Leafus to you.
Yeah.
This one, unfortunately, just okay for me. Once we got into it and I realized what they're doing, I love the concept. Like, I love this idea. I thought we'd get a lot more wheeling and dealing. And especially like the big ticket items, I thought we were going to have some fun out there.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
We
it was
didn't really
sorta
have
like,
any fun out there.
No, everything
No?
just
Yeah.
happened like we weren't part of any of those conversations. Things were just ready. Like, okay, a trade's all set. Let's go to it. Like, I want to hear this trade talk. Like,
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be a lot of fun. So that was kind of a bummer throughout. We're in Worcester, Mass, and
Yeah,
the only one.
I can't believe we got to this point with your.
Oh, is
hot
that
take.
right? The only
I
one-
heard Worcester, Mass, and then the rest of the movie. There's. Go ahead.
just the only one trying is her dad. What are we doing?
Her dad, just full Canadian, is trying a Worcester, Mass accent.
The only
Everyone else is not.
not on board, not reciprocating. No, I don't know how they look at him with a straight face.
It's crazy. He may as well be giving like a weird, like living theater performance.
yeah,
It's
he was
so.
a one-man performance.
It would have been better had no one tried, and he is giving it his all. What would you grade him?
Oh man.
What would you grade him on his performance?
I'd say like a 7-8 for him.
Yeah.
He nailed some of those.
He's doing the
those
best.
words.
You can tell he probably got a dialect.
He
coach.
probably got dialect.
Like
He did the
went
work.
to work out there. Everyone else is like,
Not even.
nah,
nothing.
kid, I'm good.
I don't know how they looked at him with a straight face.
It was unbelievable.
It
It
was
is like
so
an
great.
SNL sketch.
Yes.
Where it's like, we're all going to do a Boston accent, right? And then they leave the room. It's
Got
like, we're
him.
not going to
We're
do a Boston
not.
accent. And then he's doing it. Like, that is what this movie is.
We're all going to
trained.
say you lied.
That's
He
right,
trained
yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
He practiced so much, and he nailed some of it, and it was really, really great. But overall, like, just kind of boring because we didn't get all the fun stuff. Like the going back and forth, the arguing, the
Yeah.
haggling. That would have been great. We didn't get it. So it was just Talia Ricci's great. I mean, Talia Ricci,
yeah,
really
yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to seeing her in
Yeah.
the movie this year. And the accent, real fun, but just kind of okay for me.
Yeah.
So let's get ahead of it. Talia Ricci, amazing.
Amazing.
She's a revelation in everything that she does, and I wish that we saw her more on the
Yeah.
network more than like one time a year. Last year's Straddle Sesh, people are still talking about
Yeah,
it
they
around the
are.
world. They're still talking about it.
I think Catch Me If You Claus is better than anything I've seen all year this year, Christmas wise.
Hot take.
Yeah.
They're not going to be talking about this movie around the world,
No.
unfortunately. She's the best thing about this movie, and it's not even particularly close. She is so good, and everything else about this movie is not that. I agree. Premise-wise, I was intrigued because I love a trade. I love watching people do this type of thing. I've watched YouTube series of people trading from a penny up. And like, I think those things are really fun. And to your point, part of the fun there is the process, the haggle, the going around. Like, she doesn't do any of that. It's just like, here's a blog, and then everybody comes to her. Right. And I think part of the fun is going, like, I would have liked her to go out and have this stalking and be like, hey, what do you have? What's going on? Like, fielding some offers or like, or having to make some tough decisions. But and I thought the one thing that hurt this movie more than anything else was the initial trade of the stalking was a big trade to her because the stalking mattered to her, but we didn't know how important the stalking was or why it was important until over halfway through the movie. And I think had we known that, the stakes would have started even higher than they were, and we maybe would have I would have appreciated that. And so overall, didn't really care that much about this romance. I thought that her and her sister, that's relationship was really fun to me, but that's probably the most fun relationship in this movie. Again, Natalia Ricci, wonderful. Everything else, not so much, unfortunately, because this movie was set up to be a movie that I dug, and it just didn't quite happen. Dano?
Yeah, thanks. I hate it. This is one of the worst of the year. Natalia Ricci is fantastic, and I want her to be in more Hallmark, more whatever she'd like to be in. She's unbelievable. The rest of this movie, good grief. Some of the choices, dialect or otherwise, questionable. But I think to eat both of your points, you either need to go hard on the selling and trading or on Christmas magic. I like the idea of this movie being more like of a tapestry where you go to this family and they've been given something and they want to pay it forward and they go, we should try to find somebody to give this thing to. And then they see the post and then we do that. And then like, it keeps going all the way on up. And so you get to meet the people that are giving this thing. Right. And then it's like this cool thing about how everyone gave as much as they could. Like there's parables in a lot of ancient texts about how if you give sacrificially, that's better than a rich person giving some for them, which would be everything to someone else. I love that idea as a trade up Christmas idea. Like we got this woman a house because we all did a little bit. We all did something that hurt and stung a little to give, but was better for somebody else. That's not the movie we get. We get this weird thing where he just rifles through emails and goes, I got one, but do you trust me? Do you trust me? And it sucks. It's bad. And it is like, then we realize the movie's about over and we're 50 minutes in. They got a mobile home. And so then they got to throw you some curveballs where the brothers are fighting and the house doesn't go through. And I just felt like the movie was an eternity. It is just unfortunate. I think there are some bones here of a good movie. And Natalia Ricci is wonderful. But the execution across the board leaves so much to be desired. It is just a tough watch. I mean, boy. Tough way to end it. I mean, Holidays is our last one. Fingers crossed. Get a little redemption there.
A redemption with the dog.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's get to all the feels. We're talking about what this movie gave us feels. Brian.
Nick Spear, Spear.
Okay.
That guy was a lot of fun.
Who
you
is that
remember?
guy?
He was the car salesman.
Used car salesman.
Oh, yeah.
The RV.
Yeah.
He's
colder than
playing
everyone
Coles?
else. Yes. Yeah.
He's like constantly just kind of like this.
He was. Yeah, he was freezing out there. He's always go inside. It's warm in there.
Yeah, he was good.
He was a lot of fun. He's also, spoiler alert, my what the Hallmark.
Oh, great.
I want. There's so much to him.
He's colder than everyone else.
Look how
on
thin
screen.
he was. He's got nothing on him.
He's got no bones.
You say he's smaller than Natalia
He's
Ricci?
got no bones, is what I said.
I think she was good.
He's all bones.
I
He's
think
like
he was
he's
not dressed
colder
appropriately
than everyone by 50 degrees.
Oh, he's out there in the cold all day.
It's crazy.
He's hustling all day.
Yeah.
He's gonna haggle like he didn't get to, but you know he
Yeah,
would.
you know
Because
he
you
would.
know
You know he would.
You
Yes.
do the
Yes.
fake. You do this fake shiver so that people hurry up.
That's
make
right.
the
He's a
decision.
pro.
You wanna
He's
get
a
it.
pro.
Yeah, he gets
He's
it.
a
Next
pro.
level.
And so
Lateral thinking.
He was
So it's
my.
just
That's right. Lateral thinking. Don't break the glass.
Don't break the glass.
There's a salesman. He's shivering, but no one else is. Why is that?
It's good. We're getting somewhere.
Mine is the RV. It was a very nice
It
RV.
was a nice looking RV.
And I'm not a big road trip boy, but I think RV might change that. I've looked at a lot of RVs. I think RVs are pretty fun. So maybe we could rent an RV, take this show on the road, do a thing. I think RV would be great. Throw our families in there.
Good God.
All the
It's like a
families.
big
It's a
RV.
It's a
This
big
is a
RV.
massive-
Lots and lots
This
of
is
room.
Several RVs.
This
You're talking
RV
about a bus tour.
Good
This
Wi-Fi.
This RV has big table,
Big table.
lots of food.
Lots of food.
Wow.
Man.
The yard is the world.
Is the whole
It's
world.
my father's
And you can
RV.
play. Yeah, it's my father's RV. That's right.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah, I don't really have anything
Okay.
here, and I feel like I've been hard enough on the movie as is. Stuff watch, everybody. We'll see. We'll see you out there. Good luck.
What are your thoughts on RVs?
Merry Evis. I don't care about an RV. I think it's good for you. I just not for me.
Okay, great. Well,
Would rather just drive my car and sleep in a normal bed when I get there.
they are beds, though.
There are.
Yeah, and none of that's made for 6'5". Like
I'm
I've
sure
been
someone's
in
got-
an
what if
RV.
we- what
and-
if we
and
got-
I've stayed the night in an RV. None of that is made for someone.
What
my
if we
size.
make a business? It's
What if we
6'5"
make a business?
It's 6'5" RV.
It's
Well,
6'5".
Big
work
and
on the
tall
name.
RV.
Big
Then
and tall RV.
well, there's a few issues there, just mathematically, with having it a car that can be driven on the road.
Math checks out.
Okay,
Just
It
did
if the
it.
math
expands.
Just
checks
did it
out,
in my
then
head.
let's start big RV
I
right
just
now.
did it in my
They can
head.
Let's
already
do it.
expand.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Have you seen those things expand?
I have, buddy.
It's like
I watched the
freaking-
whole RV
what?
thing on the Philo Deep Dive.
Yeah.
So
I like
there's
RVs.
that. Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll
They've
get
got
to
the
weight.
meats, from what I understand.
That's right. That almost it's funny. He's a funny guy. They got mozzarella sticks too. People don't know that.
They don't know that. The sticks
sleep-
are where it's at.
They
That's
sleep
right.
on the sticks. Let's get to the wait what's of Trading Up Christmas. It's where we talk about when this movie made us go wait what, Brian.
Yeah, when she decided to put up the post of her trading up scenario there, she acted like it was like a 10-second little thing, and she acted like she was thinking while she's typing, and then immediately she had like a complete 3-paragraph post with picture.
It's good.
And it was
She's
great.
good.
She did so fast.
She's a professional.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Those are. I just feel like a couple of bad trades. We started out with a couple of bad trades.
Couple of lateral at best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
sentimental stocking has
For
a
a
lot
sweater.
for a sweater for a random bad sweater.
No, it was
just
bad.
not a
It's
good
bad trade.
trade. And then the eggnog for the wreath feels comparable, like the
Yeah.
value
If not
wise.
back, if you're really into
Yeah.
eggnog, that's backwards.
Yeah, like I would have held on to that. I would have never would have got the house. I would have used that
Yeah,
eggnog coupon.
was done and done. We're
yeah.
done. Nobody's getting a house. Sorry.
No, yeah,
How
unfortunately
many
not
times am I
this
gonna be
year.
handed an eggnog tasting certificate?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
man. That's
Yeah.
the dream. And our sister's house, completely furnished,
It's unbelievable.
moved into and decorated without anybody knowing. She
In a
showed
day.
up. Surprise, I've moved in and decorated. No, you don't. I don't need your help. I
That
don't need
was
you to go
tough.
rent a truck.
It was a tough watch.
Holy cow. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever known anybody in my life who's moved without me knowing about it, because I've either there's been an insinuation of, hey, I might need some help, or like just so fast. And then the last thing for me was they've already told each other they're gonna miss each other's face. They said that line to each other, which is a really
Yeah.
sweet thing. And then a few scenes later, he tries to find out if she's single. I forget how he said it, but he's like asking her
It's
if
the
she's
latest.
single.
It is the latest into a movie I can recall a conversation about
Yeah.
current relational status.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you've already told each other you're gonna miss each other's face. I feel like we're at this place
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
the-
miss your face. Are you
it's-
single?
It's one of the latest
you have someone in your life.
times in a movie like this where they establish if they're dating someone.
yeah,
Right.
I said that.
It's just crazy.
I said that.
It's like you don't even listen.
Yeah, I was just thinking it through. It's one of the
Yeah.
latest.
6'5" RV.
It is.
I
You're
can
right.
see it in your eyes.
Yeah,
You weren't listening to me.
I was thinking.
I can see it right
I was
in
thinking.
your
I was
eyes.
thinking about big RV. You called
Yeah,
it.
man, that's a good idea.
Thinking about big
You
RV.
were.
There's
Good
nothing I can
idea.
do.
it. He
Big
loves
RV.
the idea.
Big
Big
and
and
tall.
tall, right there for
Big
the
and
taking.
tall.
Yeah,
Big and tall. Don't sleep on the tall.
Or do.
or do.
That's
they
exactly
got
right.
the meat.
Nice. So early on, she is recording a video of her reading a book. Her microphone is not plugged in, and I just feel like we've said it
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Plug
and
the
it
mic
keeps
in.
happening. Just plug mic in. Just plug mic in.
Or let it like go off the screen so you
Yeah.
don't have to see it.
Yeah, it's got to have some sort
Yeah.
of cord dangling. It's got to be a nice dangly one.
Home Alone 2, everybody. Shout out. Big, Home Alone 1.
Home Alone 1,
Dangly one.
She's got a whole thing
a
full of
closet
earrings.
full of earrings.
Dangly
Dangly
ones.
There it is.
It's a good thing we did that, because if not, you'd have just said dangly ones out of context.
Cleaned that right up.
Could have been anything.
The guy comes in to meet to talk about the trade.
Yes.
And he just immediately goes up to all the women and is just like, "Are you trading up Christmas?" You know what you could have done first? Does anybody in here have a stocking?
Or see the giant
Do you
stocking.
see the
open your eyes.
stocking on the table?
Correct.
You just got to look before harassing all the people that are just trying to enjoy
Subtle
their
reporter.
coffee shop time. He does this thing where he says, off the record, can I ask you what the deal is? And he's asked the same question on the record twice.
That's right.
Before. So it's like, off the record, can I ask you this question I've already asked you like multiple
do you
times?
think
Can I
you're
do
gonna
that?
be
Are we
able
on the
to-
record right
Yeah.
now?
No, we're not on the record. And then what she says off the record, he ends up using as a quote on the record.
That's true.
Yep.
He sure does.
True story.
He does the thing. So that's tough.
Journalism, everybody.
You hate to see it.
Local.
Shout out to halfway through the movie when they decided to start using the side scroll transition for no reason.
And used the heck out of
I
it.
loved it, and
Yeah.
it seemed like a late addition, but I was thoroughly into it. And also, speaking of being thoroughly into it, his brother was way too into watching them kiss.
Yeah.
They're all watching them kiss, and the brother's like, yeah.
Okay. That last one was unnecessary.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
way too into the kiss. You can watch and be like, that's nice, walk away. But the whole family watches, which is weird. But then the brother like shaking his head yes was a lot. He was very into the kiss, and I was uncomfortable by that. Dano?
Yeah, getting mad about having to write an article about a Christmas stocking trade while wearing that sweater is absurd. You are in the most festive sweater imaginable, and you're mad that your job is to write about festive Christmas things. That's crazy, but not as crazy as that office being a print media office.
Yeah.
They're a print media. They're a newspaper. That office is ginormous. And this boss is hell bent on getting this story. He basically says, if you don't get me this story about trading a stocking for a house, you're out of here.
Yeah.
Like you right now. What are we going to run on the front page if we don't have this puff piece about trading a stocking? It was crazy. And then after establishing the heck out of the fact that they're print, he says, this article is getting 3 times more traction than my climate piece. All right, 1, you're in print media, tough to track. But 2, it's around the holidays. Do you think on December 23rd, people are going to dive into the climate control that the local paper?
That's what I save my
You know,
climate pieces for.
Yeah,
end of
or
the
are
year.
they going to read the thing that's festive? Shouldn't be super surprising. This gift wrapping
Christmas
store.
Eve,
Yeah.
I'm picking the
Yeah.
global warming sucks article every day.
We're gonna watch. It's a double feature. It's the Santa Claus and an Inconvenient Truth.
Well, you gotta be
Yeah.
listen. You gotta.
My kids are gonna be just enthralled.
They love it. They
by
love it.
Al Gore's, charts and graphs.
They
and
want to
stuff.
be happy and cheery, and
Yeah.
then be reminded that none of it matters.
We made fun of the unwrapping Christmas movies for 4 straight movies for having a wrapping store that is empty at Christmas time. We cannot sit idly by and not mention it right now. In fact, the unwrapping Christmas stores are just flooded compared to this wrapping store, where nary a customer comes in, and then she decides to take the 23rd off. You can't do that.
Oh, man.
You can't take the 23rd. That's your Super Bowl. All the people that are buying last minute gifts, that's where you make the money.
the whole ball game.
You can't do that. Gosh, that's crazy town. At one point, the sister talks to the brother and goes, "I recognize you from your bench heads, like the realtor bench heads." And he's like, "Well, that's embarrassing." That's the point, right? Like, aren't you putting your face on billboards and benches for people to recognize you? Why is that embarrassing when that is the literal goal of what you set out to do?
I recognize you from Philo.
Yeah. Oh, well,
That is-
this is embarrassing.
Don't
This is
Philo-
really tough.
Philo.tv/DTH. You can watch this.
Yeah. And then obviously journalistic integrity and crimes committed with the just snooping through his stuff and printing that. That was special. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark, is where we wonder what could have been. Maybe help us clear any questions that we still have. Brian.
Yeah, it is Nick Spear. To come back
Yeah,
around
Nick
here.
Spear, yeah.
Like, is he a good? He seems like a great salesman. Is he, or is he like the laughing stock of that the auto shop there? He seems great. I'd like to know how he ends. Is that his dad's place and he just plays all day, what's his deal?
Yeah.
You know?
Nick Spear, classic.
Danny, that final wait, what leads to the Hallmark, which is what is this print paper that does hard hitting stuff about the climate change and these nice puff pieces where the editor is also as slimy and sleazebally as this. Like, if it's the type of publication that does these hard hitting stories
With that guy in charge.
you have editors that are like hyperactive about, hey, we got to make sure that our sources are
That's right.
correct. Like, we got to double. You can't go over somebody's head and print the names and the pictures when you've told your source that you're not going to do that. So it's like the editor was giving me TMZ. While the type
whole
of
thing
stories
was giving TMZ.
but the type of stories that they do is not that.
Yeah,
It's
he's
very
doing the
weird.
cup of coffee, asking what everybody's working on, and at one point he says everything is everybody's beat. One of the worst lines ever delivered in a Hallmark movie. And then we hear that they're a climate crisis newspaper. Get out of here. Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I just wrote down, this is Brian Harold's What the Hallmark. Those closing costs, though, huh? I mean, you can't, you think you're just going to,
It's not
you're just going to
free.
show in. It's not
Nothing's
free.
free.
You got
Okay?
lawyers. You think you're just going to
100%.
go
Who's paying
in
that?
and buy a house with no money?
Who's trading up
Get
for
out
that?
of here. Nobody's trading up for closing costs. No way, no how.
right
That's
Kidding me
all I
right now?
got, Brand.
You kidding me right now? We did,
good one.
everybody. Congratulations to us. You know what? We have a guest tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So
tradition.
I think we should do.
It's tradition.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. I was
Oh,
going to say
okay.
we should double decker of the week.
Oh, yeah, I like that
Because
plan.
you know, they-
Double decker of the
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Oh.
Double decker of the week.
Yeah,
That's where
and
we
we're all
dive deep
prepared
in.
for that.
That's where we do dive deep into the. I just thought about it. I just thought
Yeah.
about it.
It's
good
So we
thinking.
dive deep, but I know you're always prepared.
No, you're
when
always
it comes-
ABC.
prepared. That's right.
Always-
We got a
always
special
prepared.
one here. The
Yeah?
Christmas double decker is,
oh, my
you
word.
know him, you love him. He's the plumber of your dreams and nightmares. It's John Vollmer.
John Vollmer. The
John
Vollmer family.
That's
great.
right. Shout out John Vollmer.
John, you know, I found out about John Vollmer.
What's that?
John Vollmer, a descendant, if you're going to believe this, of the renowned merchant, explorer, and game designer Marco Polo.
If I'm gonna believe it,
If you
And
can,
time out.
if you can believe it.
All right, so let's say
He's
I
a
do.
descendant?
You said
Did I say
explorer,
gonna-
one of
well-
the most important explorers. If you believe the primary sources, which could be Doctor, but if you believe those, one of the most important primary source, like one of the most important explorers
Marco
of,
Polo.
of history before the modern era. You just chucked in there, and I tried not to get ahead. Game designer, and so I'm going to need some more information.
I
here.
didn't know this. So I always thought Marco Polo, the game, was made well after his time.
Me too. Yeah.
But you're saying
I
he
thought
came up with the game,
the
and he
breadcrumbs-
named it after himself.
Yeah, I mean, he
right.
was hanging
But
out
it's
in,
not
in
like
a,
the pool one where it's Marco Polo.
Well,
it's
he-
like you
he-
close your eyes at Marco, and then somebody says Polo, and you got to find him, right?
right. Well, that game
Yes,
in
of
the
course.
pool,
Yeah, yeah,
and
of
there's
course.
the tech evolution of it, which
Yeah.
he has a hand in, obviously. But I don't
The
know.
tech evolution of
I
Marco
feel
Polo.
like
Marco Polo.
you're
There's
begging the
an app,
question here.
Marco Polo.
Oh,
Yeah, of
Okay,
course,
there's
of course.
also
Got
an
it,
app
got it,
which
got it.
starts with Mr.
So what did
Polo.
John do?
Well, John, as a descendant,
Yeah.
he's kind of taken the lead on enhancing the games a bit, and he's come up with a new version of the game here
Okay.
called Marco YOLO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this one, you do the same type of thing. One person covers their eyes and yells Marco, and the other one heads off on a 7-day trip to Europe, or
Says
picks up
YOLO,
smoking,
and
or
then just goes
ham,
hog wild.
just go crazy.
Just goes crazy.
Yeah.
That's right.
You never know what they're gonna. You close your eyes and say Marco.
Marco.
When that person says YOLO, you could be attacked by any number of things at that point, right?
Yeah, they bought a bear.
Yeah. Yeah. They bought a bear.
But
yeah.
is there also a situation where the person who says Marco has to just sit there until they get back from their excursion?
Yeah. How do they?
person
What's
who
the goal
YOLO'd?
of the game?
How long do they have to wait?
Well, that's true. They do have to wait,
But
unfortunately.
they're
to
ironing
find
out.
out.
John's still
you-
ironing out the details of Marco YOLO.
Right. You could also, some of the stuff's not going to be a long trip. You know, you're just going to do it in the moment. So you
Yeah,
just,
like
you know,
throw a thing of candy beans at his face.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's YOLO.
Yeah, you could start a fire. You could
right.
steal a
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
You could do really
I'm getting word
anything.
that we actually have a commercial for it.
For a
which is
game that has not been ironed
That's
out, the
exactly
details
right.
haven't been ironed out.
Boom, da, boom,
Ha.
boom, boom,
You ever
boom.
wanted to do something crazy,
Boom, boom,
but thought
yeah.
if only there was a
Boom,
game
boom,
out
boom,
there that
boom.
could
Yeah.
get me over the
Boom,
hump
boom, boom,
to make
boom.
me really go nutso, or
boom,
even
boom,
say YOLO.
Boom, boom, boom,
Maybe I
boom.
introduce you to a game
Boom,
called
boom, boom, boom.
Marco YOLO.
Marco YOLO, boom. Buckle your little bump.
One person, it's their worst nightmare. Close your eyes and wish for the best and hope for the worst.
Buckle your little bump.
The other guy just says YOLO, or gal for that matter. We're equal opportunity here, and we need to make sure you know that up front. They say YOLO, and they can do whatever the F they want.
Marco YOLO.
It's Marco YOLO. Do you need a game? No. You can just play it right now.
Marco YOLO bump.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I don't know how much
That's
money he's
pretty
going to
great.
make, but I love it.
Yeah, that's
It's good stuff, for sure.
Well, we did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. We're going to be back tomorrow. It's Christmas Eve. And we'll be back for our
Dave White.
final movie of the year. Dave White will be joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.